requested to speak in English so that people on YouTube can also understand. We will continue with a short passage of the Taittiriya Upanishad, and then we will go over to the program that Ramji has organized. The Upanishad is in a very archaic language, a very ancient language, sometimes difficult to decipher. I will summarize again. The subject so far has been about the 5 koshas, the 5 sheets of our human identity or human embodiment, we should say. The external most solid sheet is our physical body. It is preserved through food, through nourishment. And more interior to that is the sheet made of prana or energy. It is what we feel when we practice meditation or when we practice mantras, when we even do certain exercises, then the prana body is felt or is experienced. The more interior to that is the body that is made of, we could say, mind. But the Sanskrit word mind is not necessarily the same as the English word mind, so sometimes it's better not to translate. The word is manaha. And manaha refers to our entire emotional, mental world that is always oscillating, is always moving from one object to the next object. It's never stable. It moves from one idea to the next idea, one thought to the next. So that is what most human beings experience. Most human beings experience these 3 sheets in their ordinary existence and never go beyond these 3. Now, as a spiritual person, as a spiritual practitioner, seeker, we go a little deeper. So interior to that, what is known as the mental sheath, is a level of consciousness that is known as the intuitive intelligence. I like to translate it as intuitive intelligence because the texts describe it as that aspect within us which knows truth directly. Not through thinking, not through analyzing, not through rationalizing or through some other exploration, but directly knows truth. And then, even more interior to that, the Upanishad says, is the sheath of bliss. That is not yet our absolute nature, but it is closest to our true nature. And our Guruji, Swami Omkarananda, always spoke about this aspect within us as being like a deep sleep state, but conscious. So it is an absence of all thoughts, it's an absence of all ups and downs, and yet it is conscious. So that is known as the Anandamaya Kosha. And then, even beyond that, is the absolute reality. So the Rishi here says, and we'll go to the program, that by practicing tapas is spiritual practice, one realizes that the absolute reality is bliss. From bliss, all beings arise. Through bliss they live. After being born, towards bliss they move, and into bliss they merge. And Shankaracharya, the great master, in his explanations, gives us a wonderful way of working with pleasure, joy, and bliss to intuit our true nature. He gives the example that like there is the sky that is covered in clouds, and we know that behind the clouds there is the sun. Through the light of the sun that shines through the clouds, we can actually see the clouds, and we can see ourselves, we can see the surroundings, even though we don't see the sun in its full splendor. Similarly, in our ordinary lives, ordinary samsaric experience, whenever we experience any kind of joy or pleasure, it is actually a particle or ray of the absolute bliss. Even as slightest joy, the joy of this beautiful decoration, the joy of music, of bhajans, of singing, of any kind of joy is actually a particle or ray of the absolute bliss. So through every moment of joy, we can intuit the absolute bliss that is our true nature. Even when that moment passes away and maybe some other problems come. So suffering or problems are only the clouds. And when the suffering and the problems are removed, then the true nature comes forth more and more. Like when the clouds are removed, we see more and more of the sunlight. Now we go over to the topic today, which is that of Lord Rama. And Rama, the name Rama, means bliss. That's why it's a wonderful transition here. It means bliss, coming from the root Ram. Ram also has the sense of to be playful, to be at ease. And interestingly, I don't know if it's interesting for you, for me it's interesting, it is related to the English word hermit and hermitage. A hermit is somebody who is at ease with himself or herself. Ram means to be at ease, to be comfortable, to be blissful. And Rama can be derived in two ways. Can mean either he who is in bliss or is at ease, or he through whom we reach bliss and are at ease. So Ramyate anena iti Ramaha or Ramate iti Ramaha. Both are correct derivations. And the topic today is the Rama Rajya, the kingdom of Rama. Most of you know the story, the outer story of Lord Rama. I will just briefly summarize it, and then Ramji will take over. The outer story is that of an unsurpassed being of nobility, in Sanskrit known as Maryada. Somebody who embodies all the qualities, the most wonderful virtues, and who, however, in his life experiences also severe tragedy. When Sita is abducted by Ravana, who symbolizes the ego, whereas Sita is the soul. And Rama has to destroy the ego, destroy Ravana in order to recover Sita. And then in the ancient Indian narratives, we say that after this episode occurs, the Rama Rajya comes about. Rama Rajya means the kingdom of Rama, which for many, they say thousands of years existed in ancient India and was marked by a very high level of morality, a high level of peace, that perfect joy for all beings, no needs wanting, no suffering, the way we have it today. So when we celebrate Lord Rama's kingdom, his arrival, it is, we can say, a kind of utopia that existed in an ancient time, and we wish for it to come back in today's world. It is, in a way, similar to the kingdom of God notion that we have in other religions, very similar, in fact, with one difference, which is that Rama is also born within our own being. It is not only an external kingdom. The texts say that without our internal demons, our internal Ravana being overcome, there is no Rama Rajya externally. And the more we realize that, the more we can bring about Rama Rajya externally. Why? Because our inner Ravana means the one who is always complaining, is always shouting and complaining about things. Our inner Ravana is the ego. And if we deeply analyze, I know we all, as spiritual people, we hear this word ego all the time and we can't hear it anymore. But if we deeply analyze, most conflicts, most problems have their root in someone's ego. If it's not my ego, it's somebody else's ego. Most of the problems, of course there are some problems that come from nature, yes, and other things, but most problems, if you deeply analyze, they come from ego. And when ego is dissolved, then Lord Rama manifests in his full splendor and full glory. And of course today's celebration is also about an external manifestation of Lord Rama in form of a beautiful temple and a beautiful murti that you see a picture of here in Ayodhya. After hundreds of years, we are now able to celebrate this in an external manifestation. But of course, as spiritual practitioners, we remind ourselves of the internal also. So the external and the internal should always be in alignment with each other. so as to bring about a permanent state of bliss that is our true nature. And then, along with the Vishnu Sahasranama, we can say that Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane, which means that in the word Rama, in the very word itself, all the names of the divine are contained. So merely by saying Rama, everything is accomplished. And I will close and hand over to our Ramji, who will do the next part of the program by giving you an esoteric view on this word Rama. Many people wonder, why is this word so powerful? Even people who are not Hindu or dharmic in orientation, when they speak that word, there's something happens. Why? There is a kind of esoteric explanation, which is that the word comes from Ram. And Ram is the syllable related to the element fire and clarity in our subtle body. Those who know something about agamas and the way of our chakra system is structured will know that the syllable Ram is the syllable of fire and clarity and wisdom. So when we say Rama, this aspect in us is activated. And in the Kali Yuga, this is the time we live in, this time of confusion. It is exactly confusion and delusion that are the strongest. Whereas in other times this was not the case, but in this time, confusion and delusion are the strongest. So when we speak this syllable, it counteracts the confusion and delusion. It counteracts the dullness. I'm very dull nowadays, so I like to say this word. It makes us very clear. We can all try it. There is some direct, we could even say science to it, although people don't like the word science in relation to spirituality and religion, but there is a kind of science to it. So it is not just a belief. Anybody can try it, that by speaking this word, something happens, the mind becomes clearer, the energies become clearer. So I hand over to you, Ramji.
Om Shri Ram. So now we'll start with the prasang of Ram Rajyabhishek from Ramcharitmanas, which was written by Swami Tulsidasji, Goswami Tulsidasji Maharaj from Uttar Pradesh, India. So we will, it's a very small part of Lanka Kand from Ramcharitmanas. And 4 dohas means we will do this small section where it will explain how all devtas come to celebrate Bhagwan Ram's Rajyabhishek and how it was that environment it explains, and then we will do stuti of Bhagwan Ram. So let's jump. You all have this printout? Yeah. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vaidase Raghunathaya सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम। तब मुनि कहे सुमंत्र सना, सुनत चले हर्षाय, रथ अनेक बहु बाजी गज, तुरत सवारे जाय। जहाँ तहाँ धावन पठई पुनि, मंगल द्रव्य मंगाय। हर्ष समेत वशिष्ठ पद, पुनि सिर नायहु आय, पुनि सिर नायहु आय। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम। अवधपुरी अति रुचिर बनाय, सुमन दृष्टि झरना। राम कहा शिव कन्ह बुलाय, प्रथम सखन अनवाह जाय। सुनत बचन जहाँ तहाँ जन धाय, सुग्रीवादि तुरत अनवाय। पुनि करुणानिधि भर तु हकारे, निज कर राम जटानी रुआरे। अनवाए प्रभु तीनि उभाय, भगत बचल कृपाल रघुराय। भरत भाग्य प्रभु कोमलताय, शेष कोटि सत सकई लगाय। पुनि निज जटा राम बिदुराय, गुरु अनुशासन मांगी नहाय। करि मज्जन प्रभु भूषण साज, अंग अनंग देखि सकलाज। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम। सासुन सादर जानकी, मज्जन तुरत कराय। दिव्य बसन बर भूषण, अंग अंग सजे बनाय। राम बाम दिशि शोभती, रमा रूप गुण खाय। देखि मातु सब हर्षि, जन्म सुफल निज जाय। सुनु खगेश तेहि अवसर, ब्रह्मा शिव मुनि वृंद। चढ़ी विमान आए सब, सुर देखन सुख कंद। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय जय सिया। प्रभु बिलोके मुनि मन अनुराग, तुरत दिव्य सिंहासन मान। रवि सम तेज सुबरनि न जाय, बैठे राम द्विजन सिरोनाय। जनक सुता समेत रघुराई, देखि प्रहर्षे मुनि समुदाय। वेद मंत्र तब द्विजन उचारे, नभ सुर मुनि जय जयति पुकारे। प्रथम तिलक वशिष्ठ मुनि कीना, मुनि सब विप्रन आय सुदीना। सुत बिलोकी हर्षि महताय, बार बार आरती विप्रन दान विविध विधि दीने। जाचक सकल जाचक कीने, सिंहासन पर त्रिभुवन साई। देखी सुरन दुमदुमी बजाय, देखी सुरन दुमदुमी बजाय। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम। नभ दुमदुमी बाजै विपुल, गंधर्व किन्नर गावै। नाचै अपचरा वृंद परमानंद, सुर मुनि पावै। भरतादि अनुज विभीषणागद, हनुमदादि समेत ते। गहि छत्र चामर व्यजन धनुअसि, चर्म शक्ति विराज। श्री सहित दिनकर पंस भूषण, काम बहु छवि सोहै। नव अम्बुधर बरगात अंबर पीत सुर मन मोहय मुकुटांग दादि विचित्र भूषण अंग अंगिनी प्रति सजे अम्भोग नयन विशाल उर्भुज धन्य नर निरखती जे धन्य नर निरखती जे वह शोभा समाज सुख कहत न बनई ठगेस वरनहि सारद शेष श्रुति सोरस जान महेश भिन्न भिन्न स्तुति करी गए सुर निज निज धाम बंदी वेश वेद तब आए जय श्री राम आए जय श्री राम प्रभु सर्वज्ञ कीन अति आदर कृपा निधान लखे उनकाहू मरम कछु लगे करन गुणगान लगे करन गुणगान जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय राम जय सिया राम जय राम जय सगुण निर्गुण रूप रूप अनूप भूप शिरोमणि दश कंधरादि प्रचंड निशिचर प्रबल ठल भुज बल अवतार नर संसार भार विभंजि दारुण दुखदय जय प्रणत पाल दयाल प्रभु संयुक्त शक्ति नमामि तव विषम माया बस सूरासुर नाग नर अग जग हरे भव पंत भ्रमत अमित दिवस निशि काल कर्म गुणनी भरे जे नाथ करि करुणा विलोके त्रिविध दुख के निर्वहे भव खेद छेदन दक्ष हम कहु रक्षनाम नमामहि जे ज्ञान मान विमत तव भव हरनि भक्ति न आदरि ते पाय सुर दुर्लभ पदादपि परत हम देखत हरि विश्वास करि सब आस परिहरि दास तव जे होई रहे जपि नाम तव बिनु क्षम करई भव नाथ सो समरामहि जे चरण शिव अज पूज्य रज शुभ परसि मुनि पतिनी करि नख निर्गता मुनि वंदिता लोक पावनि सुर सुर ध्वज कुलीश अंकुश कंज जुट वन वीरत कंटक किनलय पद कंज द्वंद मुकुंद राम रमेश नित्य भजामहि अव्यक्त मूल मनादि तरुक चाचारि निगमागणम षट्कंद साथा पंचवीश अनेक कर्ण सुमन गण फल जुगल विधि कटु मधुर वेद अकेली जेहि आश्रित रहे फलवात फूलत नवल संसार विटपन मामहि जे ब्रह्म अजम भेद मनुभव गम्य मन पर भावहि ते कहूँ जानो नाथ हम तव सगुन जस नित गावहि करुणा यतन प्रभु सदनु ना कर देव यह वर मांगई मन वचन कर्म विकार तजि तव चरण हम अनुरागई चरण हम अनुरागई जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय राम, जय सिया राम जय राम। सबके देखत वेदना गिरती कीनी उदार, अंतर्धान भय पुनि गए ब्रह्म आधार। बेनते सुनु संभुत आए जह रघुबीर, विनय करत गद गद गिरा पूरित पुलक शरीर, पूरत पुलक शरीर। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय राम, जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय राम, जय सिया राम जय राम। जय राम रमणं समनं भवताप भयाकुलतारिणं, अवधीश सुरेश रमेश विभो शरणागत मागत पाहि। दश शीस विनाशन 20 भुजा, कृतदूरी महामय भूरि रुजा। रजनी चर वृंद पतंग रहे, सर पावक तेज प्रचंड रहे। मणिमंडन मंडन चारुतरम, रत सायक चापनि शंख बरम। मद मोहन ममता रजनी, तम पुंज दिवाकर कीजे। मन जात की रात निपात किए, मृग लोग कुभोग सरे। हतिनाथ अनाथ निपाही परे, विषया बन बानर भूमि परे। बहुरोग वियोग निरोग हरि, भवद्वंद निरादर के भवन। भव सिंधु अगाध परे तनते, पद पंकज प्रेम नदे परे। अति दीन मलीन दुखी मितहि, जिनके पद पंकज प्रीति। अवलंब भवंत कथा जिनके, प्रिय संत अनंत सदा। नहीं रागन लोभन मान मदा, इनके समबे भववा विपदा। एहि ते तव सेवक होत मुदा, मुनि त्यागत जोग भरोस सदा। कई प्रेम निरंतर नेम लिए पद, पंकज सेवत शुद्ध हिये। सममानी निरादर आदर ही सब, संत सुखी विचरती माही। मुनि मानस पंकज भृंग भजे, रघुवीर महारन धीर अगे। तब नाम जपापि नमामि हरि, भव रोग महागद मान हरि। गुणशील कृपा परमायतनम, प्रणमामि निरंतर श्रीरमणम। रघुनंदनि कंदय द्वंद घनम, महिपाल विलोकय दीन जनम। महिपाल विलोकय दीन जनम। बार बार बर मांगो, हर्षि देव श्रीरम। पद सरोज अन पायनी, भगति सदा सतसंग। करनी उमापति राम गुना, हर्षि गए कैलास। तब प्रभु कपिल दिवाए, सब विधि सुख प्रदवास। सब विधि सुख प्रदवास। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय राम। जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम, जय सिया राम जय राम। जय सिया राम जय राम, जय सिया राम जय राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। Now Vidya Bhaskar will explain whatever we chanted just now.
So in essence, we have sung Tulsidas, the great sage Tulsidas's composition about the moment when Lord Rama was installed as king. And so this, you can, in your inner eye, using the mind, the eye of your mind, you can see that scene, or we can call it imagination, or you can tune into that scene, that in Ayodhya, everybody who had been dried up due to their separation from Rama had to be in exile, had to experience a very difficult period of his life, like most of us also undergo from time to time. And with his return, they began to blossom again like lotuses. And the gods and all the sages, all the saintly people were present and showered him with flowers. And you have to see, it is like a moment of timeless light overcoming darkness. It is not just a moment in history that is celebrated here and then doesn't occur again. It is something timeless. It is something that can come again and again within our own inner being, as I mentioned before. So, in wonderful poetry, Tulsidas Ji describes this moment, Ayodhya, the unconquerable city decorated, and the gods raining down the shower of flowers. And it would be wonderful for us to have attended this celebration there, because they try to reenact this moment with the showering of flowers, and Lord Rama leaving behind his existence as a hermit. It's interesting because the word hermit is linguistically related to Rama. So he leaves behind this existence. This is what Tulsidas Ji describes here. His own hair that had been matted. He had a jata, like a yogi or like a sage, because they were in the forest for 14 years. So he leaves behind that existence and is again bedecked with the beauty of a king, of a prince that he used to be, with the jewels. And then it says here that the beauty of his person put to shame hundreds of Kamadevas. Kamadeva is the lord of Cupid in the Greek mythology. He's the lord of love, Kameshwara or Kamadeva. So the beauty of Rama, that the splendor that he took on, put to shame hundreds of Cupids. So we have to imagine hundreds of Kamadevas, hundreds of lords of love or gods of love together in one person. Such was the beauty of Rama in that moment, having put down his existence as a hermit. And so in this way, in tremendous poetry, the translation is not so good. Is it your translation? Okay. Oh, okay, sorry. I mean, the English translation, in fantastic poetry, he's describing this moment. Maybe we can make a better translation once. So it would be important for us to understand that this is the return of our own mind to its true nature. It's not just an external celebration. It is also an internal celebration, that all the demons have been overcome, all and especially the ego itself, the 10-headed Ravana, whose heads keep coming back when they are cut off. That is our ego. So if we fulfill one desire of the ego, then a new one will pop up. A new one will pop up. So that all the outer demons have been conquered, and then Rama is able to return to his kingdom, and he's again anointed as the Lord of the whole world. So that is described here in fantastic poetry. And then finally all the gods and the sages together they sing Jaya Jaya, victory, victory, which is what we say when we say Jai Shri Ram, means victory, O Lord Rama, which is the victory of our true nature over our temporary illusions, demons, both outer and inner. So we hope that with this you have taken the essence of what Ramji, who is named after Lord Rama, has sung today. Thank you.
Now we will have one bhajan, and then we will do Sri Ram Stuti with celebration, and you will all have flowers. Then at the end you can come here and shower flowers on our Prabhu Shri Ram as your whatever.
Shri
जानी गोरी अनुकूल सियाहिया हर सुन जानी कही मंजुल मंगल मांग पर कलंदकी मांग पर कलंदकी श्री राम जय राम 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 श्री मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम राघव मेरा नाम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम राघव मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। पतवार के बिना ही मेरी नाव चल रही है। पतवार के बिना ही मेरी नाव चल रही है। हैरान है ज़माना मंजिल भी मिल रही है। हैरान है ज़माना मंजिल भी मिल रही है। करता नहीं मैं कुछ भी, करता नहीं मैं कुछ भी, सब काम हो रहा है। करता नहीं मैं कुछ भी, सब काम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। तुम साथ हो जो मेरे, किस चीज की कमी है। तुम साथ हो जो मेरे, किस चीज की कमी है, किसी और चीज की अब दरकार भी नहीं है, किसी और चीज की अब दरकार भी नहीं है। तेरे साथ से गुलाम अब, तेरे साथ से गुलाम अब गुलफाम हो रहा है। तेरे साथ से गुलाम अब गुलफाम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम राघव, मेरा नाम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम राघव, मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मैं तो नहीं हूँ काबिल, तेरा प्यार कैसे पाऊं। मैं तो नहीं हूँ काबिल, तेरा पार कैसे पाऊं। इस टूटी हुई वाणी से गुणगान कैसे गाऊं। इस टूटी हुई वाणी से गुणगान कैसे गाऊं। तेरी ही प्रेरणा से, तेरी ही प्रेरणा से ये कमाल हो रहा है। तेरी ही प्रेरणा से ये कमाल हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम राघव, मेरा नाम हो रहा है। करते हो तुम राघव, मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम 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 राम। हो राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। सीता राम 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 सीता राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम 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 राम राम। राम 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 Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Raja Ram Ram Sita Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Raja Ram 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 Sita 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 Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram सियावर रामचंद्र की जय राधिका कृष्ण चंद्र की जय उमापति महादेव की जय पवन सुत हनुमान जी महाराज की जय परम संत तुलसीदास जी महाराज की जय राजा रामचंद्र की जय हरि बोल जय श्री राम I request everyone to please quiet audience.
So we conclude this beautiful celebration. Tulsidas Ji, the great sage, he says in this text that whether we are worshippers of the form or the formless, or the quality or the qualityless, it is both the same. Both are contained in Lord Rama. So it is not only the outer form. Nowadays we live in a world where people don't necessarily like the outer form so much. So we want to think of science, especially younger people, not so many here today, but are always asking about the science behind spirituality. So we can see that the great sages, they like Tulsidas Ji, they already thought about that it is not only the saguna, the form, it's also the nirguna, also the formless, also the absolute pure consciousness or spirit, however we want to translate it. So it is a very vast subject, and we always want to inspire the younger people to not lose the sight of this wonderful depth that we have here. So it's wonderful that our Ramji, who is himself quite young, younger than he looks, I would say, only 19, right? Around, he's not sure, but so around 19, 20, that he is so dedicated thanks to his Guru. It shows us the power of the Guru, as we all are inspired by the power of the Guru. So thanks to his Guru Maharaj, at such a young age, he's organizing such programs here, inspiring people, and I think he will go very far in life, in every sense. So thank you, Ramji, and thank you to everybody. Let us remember that the Lord Ram's coronation as a king happens within our own being. It's not just something external and then we go and do something else. Something that happens within us and is something that is meant to be permanent, is something that is meant to be all the time. That he is our king, he is our Lord, he's our own true nature that we discover, and that is something that is always meant to manifest in our life. As Tulsidas Ji says, he is Karunamaya, he is the infinite compassion. He's towards us, and because he is born within us, he is coronated within us also towards all beings. So that let us take that message into our life. Thank you very much. Hari Om.
To conclude at the end, thanks to Omkarananda Ashram, and although I am a part of Ashram, to Viveka Ji, to Vidya Bhaskar Ji, to Vidya Ji, Surya Ji, Vidya Ji, and all who helped in this preparation and everything. And I hope in future we will have such programs, like regularly, every year we will have 2 to 3 programs like this. So I urge you all to attend regularly and give blessings to me especially. Thank you. Om Shri Ram.